obsessed with TikTok, and mainly the cooking TikToks. So I gathered these different TikToks and I am going to put them to the test. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Finally succeeded at macarons, and I'm so happy at how these came out. They were so good, and I used a French method. I mixed all my dry ingredients together and sifted them so it'd be nice and smooth. You can throw out those little chunky bits and then start beating your egg whites. Slowly add the granulated sugar. When it becomes kind of stiff, add in food coloring and vanilla. Apparently when you put it over your head and doesn't fall on you, you're ready to fold in your dry mixture. So just fold it in little increments, and whenever you can make this figure 8, you're ready to pipe. After you're done piping, you gotta tap it so the air bubbles come out. And then I wanted to try putting sprinkles on again. I did small ones and bigger ones. And onto the buttercream. I'm gonna be putting the recipe down below because I just don't have time to explain everything, but it tastes really good, and I added some sprinkles just because I had some extra. So apparently big sprinkles make the macarons crack, small sprinkles are okay. So put in the buttercream and you're done.
Okay, so I already have my hands washed and my hair up, and also the little stringies on my sweatshirt tucked in. Anyways, the first dessert is macarons, as you saw from the TikTok. And I made macarons one time before, but they didn't really work out, so I think I was using the wrong recipe or something. And I think the difference between macarons and macaroons is one's made with almond flour. The recipe says start off with the dry ingredients, which are basically powdered sugar, flour, and like salt or something. This also makes 30 macarons, and I guess I can just have them for 4th of July or something. We have this like giant bag of flour. Okay, so now we're supposed to mix this and then sift it later. So also the recipe is using almond flour, but all the TikToks I've seen, they said you can use flour. Okay, so now it says to add 3 egg whites to the bowl. So we want to do that one trick where like, oh, I should have probably gotten a bowl for the yolks. The yolks. Yolks is such a weird word. Oh no. Oh no, the yolk's getting in there. I popped the yolk. I think that would be fine, right? Just a little yolk. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I got some of the yolk in there, but I think that will be okay. And now we just whip it until it forms a big white blob thing. So it's already been 15 minutes. It's taking forever. It's not focusing. But it hasn't grown anymore. And focus. It's not really working, so I'm going to switch to the paddle attachment. Okay, so what happened to the mixture is some of the yolk, I guess it actually does affect the whippiness of it. So I spent 20 minutes whipping something that didn't even turn out. So then I made this, I redid it, I wasted 3 eggs, but it is very nice, and now I think we beat in the dry mixture. So here it is, all folded in. I had to add in a little bit of milk, which I don't know if you're supposed to, but only to help it thin out. And now I'm going to add some food coloring and transfer it into a piping bag. And now we just pipe circles. Okay, so here they are. They're much better consistency than when I did it last time. I also made these little mini ones because I want to make mini macarons. And now they're going to sit for 30 minutes until they're dry, and then you cook them. I also think I'm going to add sprinkles to some of them. I made this frosting, and this table was a whole entire mess. I started cleaning up, and I have to do a lot of dishes, so I'm going to do that while the macarons sit. So the macarons have been in the oven for like, 17 minutes, and we're going to pull them out and frost them. Here they are, but the problem is they like start to flatten out, and this is what happened last time when I made them. So I don't know if I'm cooking them for too long or I'm undercooking them, but they just keep on flattening. But we're gonna add frosting onto them. Okay, so I finished frosting the macarons. They took forever because I put way too much frosting in the bag. But this is, you can't really see them, but this is them. I'll get a close-up shot too. But if anybody's made these before, please tell me how to like get them more puffy, because mine got all like cracked and they're kind of like flat, but they still do look like, if I saw these, I would say, yeah, they're macarons. I'm gonna do a taste test and then I'll tell you guys, like, I'll rate it, I guess. It took me like 3 hours. This is the one we got. But I've already had so much sugar today that it's very sweet. But I like the texture of the cookie part. It's like soft and chewy, but also a little crisp, so that's nice. I wouldn't say it tastes 100% like a macaron, but it does taste pretty good. Anyways, I thought this was gonna be a lot easier, even though I had done it before, but like, please don't put yolk into your egg mixture thing, like not even the teeniest bit, it will stop it. I had to start all over. I would say this is like, in cooking terms, it'd be like a level hard, I guess. I don't know. But yes, it was a little difficult for me, and it took me like 3 hours and so many dishes. But yeah, I'm glad I did it, but I don't think I'm going to be doing it that often because it takes so much more time than compared to cookies where it just like takes 20 minutes. If you have cooking skills, I recommend trying this out, and we're going to be on to the next TikTok dessert.
Being about 3 months since I posted my first ever viral cooking video of me making tanghulu, I've decided to recreate it. I've made it about 2 more times since then, so I'm basically a professional now. All you need is a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, mix it, and then turn on the heat. After you turn on the heat, do not touch it. I'm using a thermometer, but you don't necessarily have to. Then I'm putting in the skewers. I like to use the small strawberries because they're easier to bite, and I'm preparing a plate for later with some oil. Now that it's at 150, cut off the heat. You can tell it's at 150 because it'll start to turn a yellowish brown. So once you're done dipping your strawberries, I then put it in the fridge. Honestly, you don't have to because I know it'll harden anyways, but to speed up the process, and it comes off the plate super easily. And voila, your tanghulu is done. Hopefully that's all the questions. Oh wait, another question I got all the time was, how do I get the hard sugar off the bottom of my pot? We'll just add some water, boil it, mix it around, and the sugar will dissolve, and just pour it out, good as new.
So the next like dessert thing we're making is tanghulu. I'm probably not saying that right at all, but basically from the TikTok, it's like strawberries covered in this like sugar syrup, and it's supposed to be an ASMR food, and I've seen this all over ASMR channels. Not that I really watch them, but I'm not an ASMR person, but I'm kind of excited for this. So I already prepared my strawberries, so I washed them, and then I cut off the stem things, and then patted them dry so the sugar sticks better, and then put them on these skewers. And I think the smaller strawberries the better, but I just used whatever strawberries. So now we're gonna make our sugar mixture. So I'm gonna have the recipe because I think she made less or more than these. So I'm gonna use half a cup of sugar and then half a cup of water. But then you're supposed to turn the heat on high and don't do anything and let it boil. So we're gonna do that. So it's bubbling, but it's not brown yet, so we gotta wait some more. more, but it kind of worked out when I poured it. But right now I'm just going to boil water so I can get all the sugar off. So they just came out of the fridge and I am excited to try it. I think I actually did the consistency very well, but okay, I'm going to try that again because that one didn't really have that much sugar on it, but it does taste very good. That is really good. I think I did the texture or consistency perfectly. The only thing is I didn't dip it quite well. I should have made more of it. I actually really like that, and boiling and stuff can sometimes get hard, but I don't think that really was too hard. It just take it off when it starts to brown and dip it. So I would rate that for I think any beginner could do this. It's a little bit hard for a beginner style, but I think it's a good way to try something new and fun because doesn't everyone love ASMR foods? And I think I might be making these again sometimes because they taste really good.
Hey guys, we are making a dessert. This is what we need. A tortilla, peanut butter, chocolate chips, and marshmallows. First we go spread the tortilla all around it. All done with that, and we put chocolate chips on all of it. Then the next step is putting marshmallows all over it. Next step, I put more peanut butter on another one and put it on top.
Yeah.
And the next step, I'm putting it on a toaster. I meant to say pan. It's ready. I'm tasty.
So my family was being way too loud in the kitchen, but I was really excited for this because you got to add whatever toppings you want, and it was super easy. So I decided to first place down my tortilla and then get chocolate chips and then white vanilla chocolate chips. Oh my gosh. Then I got these marshmallows and they were very messy, so I did not include the part of me putting it on because they had all melted. And then I added some peanut butter. I added the peanut butter on the other tortilla so it wouldn't be quite as messy. Then I put them together and I microwaved it for I think 1 minute. Sorry for the shaky footage. It's really hard to hold this big camera. And the person in the TikTok did cook it, but I decided I would microwave it. And the next clip is so satisfying and it looked delicious. It's beautiful inside. I wish there was more marshmallow. But we are going to do a taste test. So my sibling had to interrupt me, but that's very good. I think on a stovetop it would taste better because it's more crispy. But a bite of the white chocolate and then normal chocolate and then marshmallow and peanut butter, that is super good. So this is very easy to make, probably the easiest one. And it tastes pretty good, so I'd recommend trying this out.